Combos with Ma is available everywhere you listen to podcasts, everywhere. Apple, Substack, Spotify, Shawarma Pod, wherever you are, and you're listening to podcasts, we're there too. Also follow us on comboswithma.com. This is Combos with Ma. My name is Aaron Editero. That's my mother over there, Miss Birdie Mae Allison.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Ma. We are here. This is going to be the final episode of Season 2, Episode 13. We're going to talk about another book.
Okay, cool.
And we're going to go ahead and try to figure out a good way to push forward.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a long intro, huh?
It is.
Is it too long?
No, I think it's nice music.
It's nice music. Could be too long.
It could be.
All right, so we're trying to figure things out as far as the show goes. So we're going to probably go back to 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday. Not because we don't like doing the show, but I've just noticed that the Friday show is getting like half of the movement as the other two shows. So I don't think people are listening to podcasts on Friday. I don't blame them. I want to go outside and play and go to movies and hang out with my friends. I don't listen to fucking podcasts. So I think Monday and Thursday would be the best way for the two of us to go, Ma.
Well, I think school started and all the sports
People are getting busy.
played on Friday.
New TV shows are coming out, right?
Right.
Suddenly the competition is massive, right?
Right.
So we're going to do this last episode of Season 2. We're going to rejigger. Is that the right word?
I guess.
And we're going to do with some interesting book today. Do you know this interesting book, Mom?
I don't know. What is it?
We're going to talk about some books. We talked about some books last time. What book did we do last time? We did a book, Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol.
With Dickens, that's right. So I was looking at some of the more famous books that I don't know anything about. We could do like a Watch Mojo top 10 of maybe you didn't know anything about was it Melville's Moby Dick? Do you know anything about Moby Dick, Ma?
I know that we read it in school, but...
You read that book in school? All 18,000 pages?
Well, probably didn't read the whole thing. I think we were assigned certain parts of it to read.
Sure, well, I'll give you the cold open. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I'll push the button. It says, a guy loses his leg to a whale, spends years plotting his revenge, and drags an entire ship's crew into his obsession. That's pretty much Moby Dick.
Right.
And so they go out and look for the infamous mean person in the whale body.
The special whale.
It's kind of become something that people say in regular life, What's your Moby Dick guest? Meaning, if you could, say they talk to the guy at Hot Ones. What is your white whale? And you go
right.
I'd like to have Tom Cruise, right? It's the one that's the unattainable guest.
That's true.
So Moby Dick is, even the white whale is kind of part of our society. So many things that it's permeated our society from this one book.
This is true.
This is true, Mom. Let's go ahead and move on to it. Part 1. Did you know that it bombed?
I did know that.
It bombed hard.
That was probably one of the worst books ever during that time.
Herman Melville had already written popular adventure books, so expectations were pretty high that it was a career killer. It came out in 1851, and he never wrote another book again.
Oh, that was his last book.
He said, man,
wow.
it was such, people didn't want to publish anything else he wrote.
Right.
Not that he didn't write again. He didn't publish anything again.
Right.
Because they said, you suck at this. Is that amazing?
Well,
it's one of the greatest books ever considered now.
It was. I mean, it is now. Maybe he was doing a woe is me type of a book at that time, and people weren't interested.
Critics called the new book messy and bizarre, and sales were dismal.
Right.
It happens to a lot of things. What else? We talked about this the other day about Van Gogh. He's considered one of the greatest painters ever, right? And did you know that Van Gogh sold not one painting in his lifetime?
Not one painting in his lifetime.
So he doesn't see his success.
Right.
Right? There's a Doctor Who episode where they go and they bring Van Gogh back in time, or back to the future, if you will.
Right.
And he sees everybody fawning over his work, so he starts to cry. It wasn't all for nothing. Did you know Van Gogh's brother was an art dealer?
I heard that. But yet he never took any of his brother's paintings.
My brother thinks he's a painter, but his paintings are crap.
Yeah, but,
Anyway, man, he died in 1891, Herman Melville, convinced the book was a failure. Did not see any of this success in his lifetime.
Right.
That's a bummer, right?
It is a bummer.
Is that sad, Mom?
It is sad when that was you thought your best
He
thing.
thought it was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm writing the greatest book since the Bible.
And then it went nowhere.
It just goes to show you can't have too many great expectations.
This is true.
Yeah, the well was real, sort of. Did you know that?
Well, I think it was real, but a lot of it was imagination.
No, he was a bartender in the West End. Just kidding, man. There's a well. Sailors in the early 1800s told tales of a massive, pale-colored well.
Right.
And it was nicknamed Mocha Dick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Why Mocha Dick if it's white?
I know, because mocha's kind of brown, isn't it?
It's a chocolate and coffee
Right.
mixture.
Yeah.
Mocha. I don't know.
I like mocha coffee.
I know you do. It's the only time you like chocolate, actually.
I know.
Why is that, do you think? Because it's paired with coffee? Coffee
Maybe.
and coffee beans and chocolate beans are quite similar.
Maybe I like it because it takes away the bitterness from the coffee.
I see it cuts through. But you have black coffee. I have black coffee right now.
I know, but I don't like it with cream because then it becomes too sweet.
But you do like a mocha. Interesting. So the name came from Mocha, an island off the coast of Chile, so it wasn't the color.
Oh,
I just read that. I didn't know that either until this very second.
wow.
All right, so there's an island somewhere called Mocha, and that's where they saw. It's kind of like downtown.
Oh, that's where they saw the
downtown
the
Julie
whale.
Brown. That's where they say Julie Brown. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't see her off in the country.
So she's downtown.
She's downtown.
Yeah.
So Mocha Dick is a giant dick hanging out next to Mocha, whatever that means. Melville read an article about this well years before writing his book and borrowed the concept.
They weren't his.
No, he just heard about this well and he goes, that'd make a good book.
So the whale didn't really bite off his arm?
Not Melville. He's just a writer.
Oh.
Melville was never on a boat, never ever hanging out looking for whales.
Oh.
He's just a writer.
So how did he hear about it?
I heard the stories.
In the bar?
Yeah, he's hanging out at the bar, he's having a cold one, and they're
This
like,
guy with no arm was
this fucking
telling
giant
his story.
white whale was killing us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a story. Looks like I'm missing a part here because we jumped right from. Oh, yeah, I did. Number 3, a real shipwreck sealed the deal. Did you know the real inspiration for the plot wasn't the whale? It was a disaster. In 1820, a whaling ship called the Essex was rammed and sunk by an enraged sperm whale in the middle of the Pacific.
Was the whale white?
Yeah, it's sperm. I don't know, Mom. I guess the sperm whales are kind of like pale in color. The surviving crew drifted for months in small boats. Months? Really? How do you survive for months?
The entire crew?
Oh. Some resorted to cannibalism to survive. Wow. Remember that film where the soccer team crashes in the Alps
Yeah.
and they have to eat the coach?
No, I know. I don't like talking about that.
You know what? It was like beef jerky.
I know that it happened and probably saved their lives, but it was still kind of eerie.
Yeah, well, they did that on this boat. After the sperm whale killed their big boat, they got into smaller boats and started eating each other.
Don't you wonder why they didn't catch some fish and eat the fish?
With what poles? It's in a lake. You know how big fish are in the ocean? They're massive.
I know, but there got to be some way. There's a net or something. They got to have something on that boat.
I don't know much about fishing, and I just know that if you have tuna, tunas are like as big as your whole body.
Yes, I know. I've seen them.
So you can't just pull it in, you know.
Big yellowtail, big catfish.
Big fuckers, man. So anyway, he hears about this well called Mocha Dick, and he sees a story about a real shipwreck of people who end up eating each other, trying to survive because of a whale sunk their boat, and he puts them together.
Well, maybe they should have put them together for some food.
What other things could you have put together? You know, like I saw a guy eat 84 hot dogs in one sitting, and I also saw a porno where a guy was broke standing on a corner.
Okay.
And so we put him together. He's called, the Gobbler.
Right.
I'm just making shit up, Ma. Don't want to talk about the Gobbler either?
Not right now.
All right. We can move on. Part 4, the first line is more famous than the book itself. And a lot of books are known for their opening line.
What was the first line?
My name is Ishmael.
Oh, and you know what? There's a Blue Blood show where this one cop is robbing the bank because his child needs an operation, and they ask him for his name, and he says, "Just call me Ishmael."
Oh, does he? So he's on an adventure.
So maybe he read the book, Moby Dick.
Yeah, not to spoil it for all those. The book's been around forever, but only one person survives,
And that's Ishmael.
and it's Ishmael. Yeah,
Ah.
everybody else is they don't make it. In case you didn't know. Yeah, but that is.
Well, did they get eaten along the way, or what happens?
I'll tell
to
you.
them?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of books are known for their opening line. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, right? That's a famous opening line. Literature was a big deal. There was no movies back then, and so the books were the best thing we had to creativity. Period.
Right.
And My Name is Ishmael is literally the opening of that book, and it's a very, very famous opening. Why? It's just a guy telling you, "Hey, my name is Fat Mike." I don't know.
Right.
But that is.
Well, maybe he was the only survivor, so he became Ishmael.
We don't know that at that time, though. We're just reading.
this
We're
is
meeting
true.
him. We open the opening book.
We're meeting him on the very first line.
Maybe I'm just speculating here, but maybe all writers they get up in their own ass and they go like, my opening line will be this long, flory, weird sentence of like 84 words because I will have the greatest opening line, as opposed to this very simple greeting. My name is Ishmael. That's how the book begins.
My name is Ishmael.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think that's a good start.
It becomes one of the most recognized opening lines in literature, right up there with "It was the best of times." I did not read this first, but I just said it right now. Ironically, the narrator who says it barely matters to the plot. He mostly just there to watch everyone else fall apart. Ishmael,
Oh.
we see the whole book is written through the eyes of Ishmael, but really, he's just watching it all happen.
So he wrote the book.
Well, Herman Melville wrote the book from the perspective of a man named Ishmael.
Ishmael. Okay, I got it. Okay.
What I remember is Ishmael is a suicidal young man. He doesn't find anything very interesting in life at all. And he decides to head to the docks of New England to get on a boat to find purpose.
To search for a white whale.
Well, he's not looking for a whale. He's just looking for a job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not obsessed with it. And back in the day, it was legal to hunt whales for oil.
Is he on
And
the boat
meat.
that collapsed into the middle of the
He's
ocean?
there to watch every single thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Ishmael's job, is to tell us, the audience, what the fuck's going on.
What happened?
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, very famous opening line. Number 5, why it probably felt tedious at first. Did you know a huge chunk of this adventure novel isn't really an adventure at all? Melville constantly stops the plot cold to lecture the reader on whaling minutia. This is what bothered me about it. There's a whole chapter of just knots. All the different knots one would need
To
on
catch a
boat.
wheel?
Or just being on a boat. The knots you need for the
okay.
harpoon, the knots you need for your
Right.
shoes, the knots you need to attach this to that thing. I mean, there's a chapter that just classifies whales.
Do you think that's where the Boy Scouts got the idea of teaching the kids how to tie all these different knots?
I don't know. I mean, I think knots are important if you're going to survive in the wilderness and you have some rope. If you don't have any rope, you know what doesn't matter at all?
No, not.
Knots. I mean, if you don't have any rope, what's the point?
The knot don't matter.
But the book is like massively long. It's like, I forget.
Yes, it is.
800 pages, something like that. But there's a large chunks of it that we're not even talking about the story anymore.
True.
We're just doing a thing about like skeleton, like whale bones. He measures every whale bone from heaviest to lightest in one part.
When I used to have to read those books like Moby Dick, because it was such a thick book, you read like the first 2 chapters, the 2 middle chapters, and the last 2, and you got the whole story.
I see. I've heard this too. You just read the first sentence of every paragraph,
Yeah.
and you got it.
Got it down. You can make your book report.
You can. But yeah, so this was, I think, probably why a lot of people felt it was a tedious book and kind of pointless. Why do I want to read a book that talks about Here's an entire chapter debating whether it's strange to eat whale meat by candlelight. Why?
Oh.
Made from whale oil, no less. Is it?
But in those days, wouldn't that be the only light they would have is candlelight?
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be eating the whale that's on fire in front of you.
Right.
Yeah, it's because the whale oil. It's the blubber.
Right.
And you're eating. It's like watching, a pig eat a bowl of bacon.
How'd they get the oil if they didn't kill the whale?
No, they're constantly killing whales the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean they're whale after
Just
whale
not
after
the right
whale.
whale.
Yeah, but he's looking for a specific whale, but they are still a whale operating vessel, killing whales, collecting meat, collecting the oil to sell back at port.
You would have thought they would have saved some of that meat for when the boat crashed and they got onto the littler boats.
Well, it's hard to predict we should probably go to 7-Eleven and get a bunch of snacks for when we eventually crash.
This is true.
You don't
well,
think
you
about
never
that
know.
stuff. Yeah, what are you saying? You have a back seat of like ho-hos.
That's right.
And
Right.
Fritos.
Keep us spare.
Keep a spare. You got to keep a spare pack of what's your favorite chip, Ma? Are you a Frito girl?
Fritos.
Yeah, even on a road trip, you're not sour cream and onion.
I keep a spare pack of Fritos.
You keep a spare. I always keep a spare pack of Fritos in my pocket. That's part 5, Mom. That's halfway. We're burning through it. Yes.
Sure.
Are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm enjoying it too. By the way, let's take a small break, and I will push a button just to indicate there is a break happening. How do you feel about that?
I think that's great.
Right. Production value. Convoswithmom.com is our Substack. You can go there and sign up. Just like every other platform, you have to put your email in to become a member of Substack to follow us, but it's not a big deal. You had to do that when you did the YouTube sign up, or when you sign up for Facebook, or when you sign up for X/Twitter, wherever you are on the internet. You're not just there arbitrarily and without being known. You use your email. So I know it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to sign up for it, but once you do, you realize it is this entire cool little ecosystem of writers and journalists and interesting things where people aren't arguing about what color tie is better, red or blue.
This is true.
So thank you for joining us. Convoswithma.com.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. You like that one?
Yeah.
Does it work on your mic? It doesn't.
I don't think so.
Nope, just mine.
All right, Ma, there we go. We are back into the what is this? The 10 weird things about the Dick of Moby. Part 6. Ahab, who is the captain of the ship, he doesn't even show up for the first third of the book. Did you know that? Like 200 pages in?
Oh, and then they find the captain.
Well,
Maybe the boat was that big.
They're not finding. He never comes out. The boat is run by particular people. A guy named Starbuck, by the way, which is where Starbucks gets their name. Starbuck is on the boat helping run the whole thing.
You know that I was told when I was in high school that when you're talking about this ship that was in Moby Dick, you don't call it a boat because a boat's smaller.
Okay.
It's a ship.
So, the ship. They're on a ship. And Ahab is just fuming in his office, or captain's quarters. I don't know what you call it on a ship.
Why?
Because he wants that fucking whale.
Oh, because he can't find the whale.
He's looking for a particular whale. And yet, even though they're farming whales, which is what they're doing, literally, he's not finding the one he wants.
Does he ever tell in the book, because I know I didn't read that chapter, what happened to the guy that got his arm bit off?
Well, Ahab, which is the captain, he's got a wooden leg. Is that what you mean?
Oh, maybe he got his
leg bit off, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was his arm.
It's his leg. He's got a peg leg. That's why you see every joke of a pirate on a boat, even
Has
in
a
Family
peg
Guy,
leg.
has a peg leg.
True.
It's based off of this dude. Now, Captain Ahab, the obsessive captain hunting the white whale, is talked about in whispers before we ever see him. When he finally does appear, he's got a scar running down his face and a leg made of carved whalebone.
Oh, from a whale.
So he's like, I got your grandma's bone attached to my body, and I'm coming for you.
So he wants the white whale so he can get a new leg?
He wants vengeance. And
True.
it's no longer really, he's not really farming for whales, even though that's what the crew thinks they're doing. He's looking for Moby Dick.
Particular whale.
Yeah. He shows zero interest in a normal whaling voyage. He's not hunting whales for profit. He's hunting one specific whale for revenge, and says as much to himself. He says to himself, I'd strike the sun if it insulted me. So he's just a mean cuss.
He's just a bad guy.
He's ready to fight. Imagine, I mean, the ocean's a strange place. I mean, I live next to the ocean. We kind of do still here, even though people from the valley don't go to it as often, which is odd to me. It's not 2 hours down the road. But it's one of the most beautiful things to be in or near the ocean. It's a massive body of water. It's magical. But I'm afraid of what's underneath it.
I don't like the ocean.
I mean, I like being on a boat, I like being next to it, but just knowing that it could swallow me up because of its myriad of creatures down there, it's kind of crazy.
Because you can't see the other side.
Well, the fact that you just live on top of it, so far away that you don't see land,
Right.
searching for a thing that's 85 million times larger than you are. It's got some. You got to have some balls. Am I saying?
True.
And that's not a sexist thing. Women can have balls. This is not literally testicles I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
I'm talking about some cojones.
I know.
All right.
I know what you're talking about.
What would you say then? What would be the right way to say it? Got to have some what?
Usually they say grow a few and get out there and get it done.
Grow a pair. Got to have some gumption or whatever it is. But
Right.
anyway, he's out there. They're farming whales for oil and meat, and he doesn't really give a shit about any of that.
I think the reason they say that about the balls is that a long time ago, I know today it's not the same,
Yep.
men were the stronger sex.
Sure.
So when women needed to do something on their own, they were kind of shy away from
Right.
it. Somebody would say, grow a pair and get out there and do it.
Sure.
Like become mean like the man.
Well, this is where, I'm an older gentleman, so this is where I find I've never ever said grow a pair of balls and thought to myself actual testicles. I understand the connotation is that, become more manly and handle it.
Right.
And I understand that women would find that offensive in some way if they're badass bitches, right?
Yeah, well, I never found that to be
I'm not
offensive.
saying it to be sexist. It's a term.
Right. You're saying it for somebody to get the strength to get
Right.
out there and do it.
It's when I call a dude a bitch. I'm not saying he's a lady. I'm saying he's of low quality human.
That he likes to cry a lot.
He's a little bitch. No, he's just, no morals.
Right. I understand.
I'm not calling him a lady. But maybe I'm in the wrong here. What do you think?
I think you're right,
Said the older person.
said the older lady.
All right, so part 7, it's basically the original obsessed guy ruins everything story. Ahab is widely considered one of literature's first truly obsessive anti-heroes. He nails a gold coin to the mast as a reward for whoever spots the white whale first. He manipulates his crew with speeches to keep them loyal to his personal vendetta. He openly admits he's sacrificed the entire ship for a shot at revenge. Scholars often point to Ahab as the blueprint for the modern obsessive anti-hero archetype, the ancestor of every unhinged movie captain, general, or CEO who just wants one thing no matter the cost.
Well, this is true. There's
kinda-
a lot of CEOs like that.
That's just kind of true for all things. That's not every story, but most stories kind of revolve around an obsession,
Right.
right? Some of it's not, at the cost of everybody around you, but a lot of times it is.
And revenge.
We just talked about the other day. We talked about we did Dickens, right? And his obsession for money was,
Made him a very unhappy person.
not only making an unhappy person, it kind of
unlikable.
it destroyed the people around him too a little bit,
This is true.
right? Even though the ghosts take him around and go like, look, they're happy, but they're
Right.
also broke. I'm sure
Right.
they'd happily have a.
They'd have been happier if
they
he'd have
had some
been
dough.
nicer. Yeah.
So his obsession kind of drives all stories.
Do they
There's
know?
a movie called Obsession that that you said you don't want to watch, but
Oh, I don't want to watch that.
it's
movie.
called Obsession. Literally, that's the name. What is it about this that bothers you? Is it because of the genre? Have you've seen the trailer?
I have seen the trailer. That's why I don't want to watch the movie.
But what is? Can you articulate what it is?
Well, because whatever he has he has done to this young lady to make her
He snaps a wish stick,
right.
and it's like a spell.
So then she becomes obsessed with him, and she doesn't want anyone else around him. So if anyone else gets close to him, then she wants to grow a few and take care of him.
That's right. So, but this bothers you. Why? Because there's blood and stuff in it.
A lot of blood and guts in there,
It's the liquids of the body that bother you.
and the things that this makes her do that she normally would not do.
Yeah, I have a hard time with movies where an innocent person gets unjustly blamed for something, even if they end up being innocent by the end. I do not like the 90 minutes it took to get there. I don't like innocent people being blamed for stuff. It bothers me very, very much.
True.
And I can't watch that movie. It's like I didn't do it. I swear to God, like my cousin Vinny, that kind of thing.
Right.
And we're getting to the end where, and my cousin Vinny is a better movie because of it's humorous, but I hate that storyline. It happens a lot.
Yeah, because they got blamed for something they didn't do.
So maybe you feel the same
Yeah.
way about blood and guts. Just seeing it bothers you, even
True.
though the story may be great.
Well, I've seen some with blood and guts that, it's kind of hard to watch, but I do. But this one I just don't want to watch.
We watched the other day. It looks like you were interested. It was Cocaine Bear. I mean,
that was cool.
They were shooting like blood out of a cannon, maybe because it was like a caricature of it all.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it's like, giant like hoses of blood flying through the air.
But that was kind of a non-serious type of a movie.
It was kind of a joke.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's a bear doing cocaine.
so you entered into the movie knowing that it's kind of a joke.
Right, that's true. All right, let's go. Part 8, Mom. The book predicted its own symbolism debate. Did you know people have argued for over a century about what the white whale actually represents? Proposed answers include fate, God, nature, capitalism, colonialism, death, and the unknowable universe. Take your pick. Someone has written a thesis comparing the search for the white whale to the search for happiness, or the search for enlightenment, or the search for, lots of fucking money.
Search for his leg,
It's like they kind of seem...
the body part.
It's the first representation of obsession in art, I guess.
This is true. Yeah, he become obsessed with finding the whale.
Sorry, wrong pipe. I'm drinking coffee right now. My bad. Pardon me.
Mocha?
I inhaled like a mouthful. Why did I do that?
I don't know. Maybe you were
Am I obsessed with coffee?
obsessed with coffee.
I can't get it down my throat fast enough.
That's true.
Anyway, I mean, this is, academically speaking, interesting. There's a famous chapter where the narrator spends pages just trying to describe why the color white is so unsettling. At one point, calling it the colorless all color of atheism. That's actually in the book.
Okay.
So, it's kind of like if you're in South Central, right? And you look on the left side of the street and there's a bunch of dudes in blue bandanas, and the right side is a bunch of dudes in red bandanas. But women too, there's some gangsters that are ladies. And then you walk down the middle with a white bandana. They're like, what is that? Pick a side.
So maybe you can pull them over to your side, but if they wonder enough about what the white bandana is all about.
It's like, as he was walking, they're like, don't you like blue? And the other side's going, oh, red's better. Come over here. It's just white is nothing. Maybe that's why you like vanilla ice cream. It's a very difficult herb to get, vanilla beans. Very hard to grow, very hard to, susceptible to weather. It's a very difficult thing to grab. And yet people kind of make it seem like it's equal to uninteresting or bland. Vanilla. Well, you want to live a vanilla life. Do you like vanilla sex?
Well, that's what a lot of people say.
Right?
Vanilla, you're very boring if you like
is it
vanilla.
because it's white?
And I think so, because it's white.
Well, you're wearing a white bandana. Why don't you pick a side, right?
True.
White atheism means you don't believe in anything.
Oh, this is true.
So, so the color white. This is a chapter in the book. I'm just,
Means that you have no meaning in your life, so you're searching.
Interesting. White is the atheism of colors, as there's no color involved.
Yeah, white is not a color.
It's not a color. It's just the absence of color.
Right.
Right.
So maybe the white whale, if he found the white whale, it would be the absence of the gray whale. He'll know which one he's looking for.
Yeah, he's like, he's trying to kill atheism, maybe.
Maybe so.
I don't know. Talking some shit now. Part 9, it almost wasn't called Moby Dick. Did you know the book was originally published in London under a completely different title? The British edition dropped the epilogue, the part explaining how the narrator survived to tell the story, framed by a single biblical line, I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Without it, British readers were confused, since as far as they knew, everyone died.
You know, maybe he took this from the book in the Bible where Jonah got swallowed by the whale.
Yeah, he did. Jonah did it. What happened to Jonah, though? He lived in the well, though.
He got spit up.
Yeah,
Didn't taste good.
He made a small apartment down there, right?
Yeah, he did.
He
Lived in the
he lived in the well.
In the whale.
This showed you how stupid people were back then. You can't live in a well.
But then, you know, after a
be just a
while, I
big,
guess
giant room.
he got cold and he lit a fire and the whale
and
had to
spit him up.
sneeze and he just threw him right out.
He's like, yeah, who's responsible for the heat in here?
Right.
It's a whale. He's a mammal. It's got body heat. It's not cold in there.
So maybe that's what he took his book from.
Imagine these dumb idiots. I'm just gonna go on a tangent here. You're a dumb ass person. You're just stupid as all. You're a rock, and you see a massive whale, and you're like, well, must be pretty big in there.
Must be a place to live. I won't be homeless anymore.
It's just filled with flesh and fat and organs, just like everybody else. There's no empty spaces, you idiot.
I don't know.
I do know. There's no.
I've seen some cartoons where there's a big old space inside that whale.
You can't live in a well, much less, find wood for a fire. You've seen Survivor. How do you make fire inside of a well? It's all wet in there.
Can't even make fire.
He had a bick
outside
on him.
Of the whale.
So anyway, they for decades nobody could agree on how to spell the whale's name with a hyphen or without one. So even today you see Moby Dick. And you also have Moby Dick.
I've never seen that. I've always seen just Moby Dick.
How is this a part of our tin thing?
I don't know. Maybe because they probably fought over the name of the book, like they fight over everything. Is that
a hyphen?
Yeah.
Hyphen or no hyphen?
Hyphen or no hyphen?
Listen, I've gone out. I've dated a person who was
hyphenated?
Well, absolutely massively influenced by literature and words and iambic pentameter and all the stuff that goes with being an academic when it comes to poetry and everything else that includes words. And this sounds like something that nerds talk about. To hyphen or not to hyphen? Who gives a shit is my answer.
Well,
are you confused by the hyphen?
No, not me.
Yeah, who are these people saying that people are confused by it?
I bet there's a lot of people that try to impress you with words. And
I know. It's dumb. So. Hyphen or not to hyphen. I understand that, it's Moby Dick either way. All right, sorry I included that one. It made me angry. Part 10. Everyone's seen a piece of it without knowing. Did you know references to this book are hiding everywhere in pop culture? Yeah, we talked about the coffee chain Starbucks is named after Starbucks. Right. The ship's level-headed first mate, who pretty much runs the show. The white whale as a metaphor for an impossible obsession.
Right.
This is my Moby Dick has become everyday English. It's been adapted into films and opera, graphic novels. The Peg Leg
Pirate.
Yep, that's right. It's even a concept album by Mastodon. Leviathan is an album written. The entire album is the tale of Moby Dick from top to bottom in a metal, dressed as a metal record.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's a good record. The best Mastodon record, actually, if you're a nerd like me. The rest of them are okay. And basically, Moby Dick has permeated our society since its release.
True.
It's everywhere.
I think people that talk about Moby Dick and do, a lot of them probably don't even know the real story.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah.
Who wants to read a book about if white is an atheistic color?
This is true.
How many knots there are on a boat? The weight of whale bones from heaviest to lightest. These are full chapters.
Right.
Why would you just continue to read? I mean, I read. I have a lot of books in my room, as you know, and I'd say only maybe, I don't know, 10% I've finished, because I get to a point in the book I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
I just get tired of it.
You get tired of the book because it has nonsense in the middle. Well, that's why all books, a lot of the chapters are just nonsense to make the book thicker.
Yeah, that's excellent. It's an excellent point, Mom, because, if you're writing comedy, the idea is to trim the fat. You want to get all the unnecessary bullshit off it and just get to the joke, right?
True.
When you're writing a novel, you want to fatten everything up. So you get large chunks of paragraphs that are just bullshit.
Yeah, you want to make a chapter of each character's life.
Right.
As you go through the book. So, okay, everybody, when you read about Catherine, you know her whole life.
Sure, but not only just Catherine, we're talking about her pants. Your pajama bottoms right now, Ma.
Right.
We're going to spend an entire paragraph just describing them.
Talking about my pink pants with
your pink furry ones with the white hearts.
With the white hearts.
Yeah, that are, in succession hundreds of times over, like tiny starlets in the sky.
Yeah.
We're going to get poetic and
you get a whole chapter on that.
And you're
so
like, who
makes your book thicker.
Why are we talking about the motherfucking pajamas?
This is true.
So also, as an aside, novelists don't have a lot of friends. They kind of live think of Stephen King. He lives in Maine. He goes for long walks. He was by himself almost all the time. And if you meet somebody that doesn't have a lot of social interaction, they're awkward people. They don't have they're not butterflying around the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think in a book too, when you're describing one of your characters, each one of them has something about them that's going to make you remember, like Janie had one eyebrow higher than the other, and
Oh, you talk about my Aunt Janie?
No.
Yeah, well, I think I would want to know that.
Yeah, but I mean, they make a whole chapter of this strange-looking person,
yeah,
and then they move on. So that's what makes the book so thick.
Whenever Janie smelled onions, her brow would furrow into 18 different hills and valleys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all just bullshit. I know a lot of people that are into literature. This is the good stuff.
Yeah,
but for me, I'm just like, can you move on?
People that really want to read all those kind of books, they want to know the life of each character. So you have to throw it into the book somewhere.
A lot of times, I mean, for me, I like the superficiality of a bar. I like meeting people and just kind of like getting to know just the very top layer of their personality. But once you get too deep, right, you start to know their fears and likes and maybe some of their odd opinions. I start to go like, no, thank you.
Like,
start to check out a little bit.
We entered the bar, and sitting at the end of the bar was Bill, dressed in his gray jacket and his black pants, and who cares what he's wearing?
And he grabs us and he says, "Did you ever know that there are aliens in the back of Walmart?"
Yeah,
and you're like, and you immediately go like, "Fuck."
So you got to have several pages about that.
Yeah.
So before you go back to the original story.
Yeah, and so I think if I have a hard time getting to know people on a deeper level, what do I want to hear someone's deepest thoughts? And that's what happens in a novel a lot.
Right.
Like My Name is Ishmael is the beginning of his thoughts. He's telling you a story. And my first thought is like, so what?
That's why down through the book you get how to make knots and how much a bone weighs and stuff like that.
My boner weighs 10 pounds.
So that you can go on with the book.
Yeah, anyway, that's a book that flopped. And then people reread it later in life, and nerds all around the colleges of America and England said, you know what, actually, this is quite interesting.
This is a book that needs to go in the library.
A novel that flopped got rediscovered decades later after the death of Melville and somehow ended up being a part of your coffee order, Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah. Whether you see Moby Dick as a revenge thriller, a survival story, or 900 pages about whale blubber with an unhinged captain thrown in, it earns its spot in the canon the hard way. If you want us to go deeper on any one of these, this is ChatGPT talking some shit too. Yeah, that's it. Moby Dick.
Moby Dick became a book that in your English class, I don't know why it was required reading.
I think I'm going to just venture out on a limb and say it's because it is a masterclass in descriptive writing. Meaning, if we're going to talk about whale bones, then, how detailed can you get? For me, it's tedious bullshit. But if you're in a writing class and that's your assignment, take the bones of a whale and write me, 1,000 words on it. This is a masterclass in description.
Right. So.
But I don't have to read it. Not interested in it. How whale blubber, how many different ways how many different shrimps can be, like a Forrest Gump, how many different types of shrimp gumbo you can make.
I think what it was is that in a lot of the required reading books when I was in high school in English, this, many years ago, I think the teachers picked out the books that had the most pages.
They're like, well, that's less books you have to buy.
Well, yes, but also
budgetary concerns.
That's less time they had to actually teach the class because you discuss the book for months because there's 9,000 pages in the book.
That's true. You can have a whole semester on it, really.
That's true.
That's important because the book doesn't cost any less or any more. It's just the same. If I go to the bookstore, and buy a 300-page book, it's the same price as the 500-page book.
This is true.
So, if I'm on a budget as a school and I say, listen, we have, you have $12 per student to buy your books.
Going to buy the thickest one.
I'm just going to get the biggest one then.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have 2 books, but they cost $14.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's probably true.
Yeah. You can spend one half of a semester on one book.
Yeah, you can. And that's it. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that for the people who are curious out there, you should read Moby Dick.
You got an extra 4 years free?
Yeah.
Go ahead and crack that book open.
Go ahead. First chapter, middle chapter, and last chapter.
You want to know how to tie every single fucking knot on the planet?
Yeah.
Have a look at that chapter.
So the Boy Scout leaders read the book, so now they know how to tie all the knots.
Yeah, but instead of whales, they apply it to bears, I guess, or fat chicks.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Good job, Mom. That's it.
That's it. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you read Moby Dick.
That's it for season 2. And we will come back Monday and Thursday for season 3.
With very interesting subjects.
We'll do our best. We'll try to find an angle. I looked for almost 3 hours on an angle yesterday, and I think I failed. So
hopefully, starting next month, it'll be a cooler time of the year.
Yeah, we'll see you in September.
The Burr months are coming. September.
Good job.
October. Have a good day.